Hi everybody, so welcome to this week's video. So first of all, just wanted to say you guys are doing a great job. Keep up the good work. I may have mentioned in the maybe a couple emails ago that your second essay on social media and advertising, I was very impressed by those essays. So you guys are doing a great job of sort of transitioning over to this online format, and especially with that topic, we just sort of had to truncate what we were doing in class, and you guys did a great job of continuing your critical thinking and translating that into your essays. So I was very impressed. So I just want to say keep up the good work. And as we move into this final unit, I look forward to seeing where we go with both of your discussions about the other Westmore and your final essays. So that leads us to talk a little bit about the next week. So to go ahead and follow along with sort of my overview of where we're headed for this next week and how to study for the other Westmore quiz. As usual, go ahead and open up our notes of the day. I will include a link to the Google Doc in the email, but go ahead and just scroll all the way down, per usual, to the end of the document, and here we are on page 33, and it's today's date, but what we're really doing is setting ourselves up for next week. So I want to talk about what is due next week, just as a reminder, and of course I'll be sending that out in the email as well. And then how to go ahead and prepare for the quiz based what we're going to do together as a class based on the poll we took. And then I'm going to go over an overview of the quiz. So just as a reminder, and you can be following along in the revised schedule, but you'll be finishing the book, and I might as well be adding that as a bullet point. And there'll be another discussion forum, and this one has some extra credit available, and I may just pop over to our Canvas so you can sort of see that, but all you have to do is in addition to following the regular instructions of the discussion forum, which I believe for that one you're posting your own question and then responding to other people, you can get extra credit by posting a picture of yourself reading the book. Okay, so the other thing that is due is a study guide for the quiz that has sort of the big themes of the book, and there's also there's a template, and there's also a student sample, so you can see how it's sort of laid out and set up for really what it is. It's supposed to be a helpful tool for the quiz. So it gets you thinking and finding quotes and has you brainstorming around those quotes to help you prepare for the quiz. Okay, so how are we going to prepare for the quiz? So I sort of asked you a couple questions. I wanted to see basically, did you want me just to do this video and then you're on your own? Or did you also want to do sort of a discussion over Zoom next Wednesday before I open up the quiz? So if I go to our results, it's basically half and half, but the video did win out. So what I'm going to do is make the Zoom next Wednesday optional. So I will go over what that will entail a little bit later on. So the only thing that you have to do, and I won't even really have a way of checking this, is watch this video. But I will set up a Zoom for next Wednesday from 9:30 to 10:30, and of course we can go a little bit over. We have until 10:45. And it really will just be an informal way for us to discuss, and depending on how many people, we'll set it up a few different ways. But it'll be optional, and I'll go over that in just a second. So if you don't show up, doesn't bother me at all. And if you do show up, I'm happy to be able to see all of you. Okay, so let's go over like what the quiz is. So the quiz will open up at the end of basically when your next assignments are due. So the quiz will open up next Wednesday, April 22nd at 10:45. And you will have a week to complete it. So it's not a traditional quiz in the sense of it's not super like time, like you only have an hour and a half. You have a significant amount of time to really think about it, and you can use everything you have at your disposal as far as your dialogue journal, your study guide, your ideas from the discussion forum. But you will also be submitting this to Turnitin, so you just can't obviously go onto the internet and just copy and paste ideas. So to Canvas, just like an essay. Okay, so that you will be submitting. Okay, let's make sure I got the verbs right here. Okay, so here, let me put this down here. Here's basically the layout of the quiz. Will be 3 open-ended questions, and you'll be asked to write about a page per question, double spaced, and then a good response, or a response that will get the most points, will have at least one quote from the book as support. So of course you can do 2 if you want. I probably wouldn't do more than 2, but at least one quote, and then you should have MLA format for your quote, and the quiz is 60 points, so it's 20 points per question. And it doesn't have to be an essay, so you don't have to have like a thesis and like body paragraphs per page. It just has to clearly communicate your ideas. So I wouldn't worry too much about essay structure. I would worry more about proving that you have read the book and can clearly communicate what are the key ideas, the key themes, and that you have support from the book to support your own ideas. Okay, so how should you prepare for the quiz? So the main thing is obviously what you're doing right now, which is to watch the video. And then as I scroll down in about 20 seconds, you're going to see practice questions. So we would have been doing this in class. We would have been talking about practice questions. And so you can study this on your own. And you'll see, I think it's 6 questions. I'm going to pick from that list 3 questions. They won't be worded exactly the same, but they're going to hit on all those themes and main ideas. So if you practice these practice questions, you'll be in good shape, along with the study guide. So if you basically do everything I'm setting you up to do, you'll be fine. Okay. So the 3 quiz questions will be similar to these lists of practice questions. They won't exactly be word for word. I can't promise you that. So the other thing is you can attend the optional Zoom. So the optional Zoom will be a week from today. It'll be next Wednesday from 9:30 to 10:30. And I am including a link to that Zoom in the email, and then I'll remind you of that. So this is an optional class discussion. I'm not taking like attendance. We're not doing attendance anymore. Where you will have the time to discuss the practice questions with classmates. So if we have enough people, we'll use breakout rooms, and you basically just have some time to work through the questions together. Or if there's a particular question that you're stuck on, you and a partner or you and a couple people can really talk about that, and you can share quotes or say, where did you find a quote for this? And then if there are enough people in the breakout rooms, then I can pop into breakout rooms and then you can ask me questions. If it's only like 2 of us, then it would just be me and whoever there is there. So I'm fine with sort of letting it unfold how it unfolds. So however you guys need help, I'll be there to help you. Okay, so what should you bring to the Zoom? Okay, so you should have your book. You should have the study guide completed as best you can. If part of the reason why you're there is like you're stuck on the study guide, that's okay. We might be able to tackle that as well, but really the purpose will be to look at the practice questions. So try to come with the study guide completed. Come with your dialogue journal. That might be helpful too. So basically this is, come with everything as completed as possible, and we're just going to be discussing the practice questions. So basically just come ready to work, come with questions that you have, come ready to participate. And then if you're stuck, just show up too. And if you can only stay for a little while, or if you want to show up late, that's okay too. Basically just come and I can help you, and your classmates can help you. Okay, so here is what you have been waiting for. I'm going to scroll down so that it's all. These are the questions. I'm not going to read them all. I'm just going to talk about what they touch on. So it says in your practice responses, make sure you include at least one quote as support. This first one is about their fathers and how they lost their fathers basically differently. And lose, I put it in quotation marks because one father died and then one father was sort of absent from his life, right? So that deals with their relationships with their fathers. Second question deals with role models. And then I would like you to actually look and pull out different kinds of role models. Okay, the third one is about Tony. So Tony was obviously an interesting character and influential. So go ahead and look at that one and pull out the ideas about Tony. Next one was about a pivotal turning point. It says chapter 3 ends with the other Westmore finding his mom's weed stash, and why was that pivotal? So go ahead and answer that question. And actually this last question, I'm actually going to highlight it because it's at the end, but it's actually very important. How do the different mothers compare in this book? So there's a broader question at the end that you should deal with as well. This one is also very important. It deals with the idea of second chances and last chances. So go ahead and make sure that I would pull out ideas for this. You might want to look at the context of this quote because it actually deals with the quote. And this one is the poem that's at the end of the book, which I want you to think about why the author chose this poem and how does it deal with bigger themes of the book. And this idea of analyzing a poem actually dips our toe into English 1B a little bit. So I wanted us to deal with that a little bit at the end of the book. Okay, so I'm going to leave us here and just make sure you reach out to me anytime this week, beginning of next week, if you have questions. And I look forward to seeing some of you in the Zoom next week. And I hope all of you are taking care of yourselves. Okay, see you online. Bye.